For centuries, sailors could determine their latitude, how far north or south they were, by observing the stars. But longitude remained a mystery. Ships drifted off course. Lives were lost, not because sailors lacked effort or intelligence, but because they lacked a reliable reference point. Today, we face a different kind of disorientation. The reference points that once guided our careers, our learning, and our sense of what comes next are dissolving. The dominant response is to work harder, learn faster, and adapt quicker. But here's what most people don't understand. Learning can't happen when you're disoriented. This isn't a mindset issue. It isn't about motivation. It's biological. I'm going to show you why your brain shuts down during sustained uncertainty, what that looks like in your nervous system, and how to reorient yourself and others when the maps no longer work. Let's start with what's happening in your brain. Neuroscientist Carl Friston describes the brain as a prediction machine. Every moment, your brain makes thousands of predictions about what will happen next. When predictions are accurate, everything feels efficient and effortless. But when predictions fail repeatedly, when outcomes, timelines, or rules stop making sense, your brain shifts modes. Resources are reallocated away from exploration and toward threat detection. The amygdala becomes hypervigilant. The prefrontal cortex loses bandwidth. The hippocampus, responsible for learning and memory integration, begins to go offline. This is what sustained uncertainty does to your nervous system. In a state of orientation, attention is broad and flexible. Working memory is available. New information can be integrated. Creativity and insight are accessible. During sustained disorientation, attention narrows to conserve energy. Working memory drops. Thinking becomes rigid and defensive. Decisions default to short-term, resource-protective patterns. Here's the biological mechanism. Under prolonged stress, the body releases cortisol. Sustained cortisol interferes with hippocampal function, blocking your ability to form new memories and integrate learning. This means that when you most need to learn and adapt, the parts of your brain designed for learning are partially offline. Just like sailors without longitude, effort alone doesn't fix the problem. So why does this matter now? Because we are living through a period of sustained and compounding disorientation. Career paths that once provided clear progression are dissolving. Degrees, certifications, job titles, and years of experience are becoming less predictive of what comes next. AI is reshaping how work gets done faster than most leaders can articulate what the new landscape looks like. Management frameworks that worked for decades suddenly feel inadequate. And the prevailing response is more learning, more upskilling, more reskilling, more communication. But when people are overwhelmed by uncertainty, more information doesn't create clarity. It increases anxiety. Without restoring a sense of where we are and what matters now, the nervous system stays locked in survival mode. This is why so many capable, motivated people feel frozen while working harder than ever. It's not traditional burnout. It's an overstimulated nervous system that has lost orientation. The sailors didn't need to row harder. They needed a chronometer, a stable reference point. We need the same thing. Orientation isn't cognitive. It's somatic. It happens in the body before it happens in the mind. I'm going to share a reorientation framework built around 3 anchors. Think of these as modern chronometers, reference points you can use even when everything else is shifting. The first anchor is present regulation. You cannot orient to the future if your nervous system is dysregulated in the present. When your nervous system is in threat mode, your window of tolerance shrinks. Ambiguity feels unbearable. This is biological, not psychological. For individuals navigating change, start with physical grounding. 5 minutes of intentional breathing, walking, or movement reconnects you to your body. This isn't relaxation, it's regulation. Aim to create micro rituals of predictability. A consistent morning routine, workspace setup, or end-of-day practice provides neural anchors in chaos. Be aware and track your capacity honestly. On high dysregulation days, your bandwidth for complex decisions is limited. Protect your cognitive load. If you are leading others through change, don't open meetings by diving straight into problems. Start with a short transition. Acknowledge the pace and invite a collective breath. Aim to build predictability into uncertainty. If you don't know what's coming, say so clearly, and say when you'll provide updates. Watch for signs of collective dysregulation. Short tempers, missed details, decision paralysis. These are nervous system signals, not performance failures. Regulation isn't about feeling calm. It's about creating enough safety for the prefrontal cortex to come back online so thinking and learning are possible. The second anchor is establishing stable reference points in the midst of change. When everything is shifting, you can't orient to everything. You need something solid, even if it's small. If you are an individual navigating change work to identify what remains true, your values, transferable skills, and non-negotiables, write them down. These become your North Star. Define what good enough looks like right now. Perfectionism is a luxury of stable times. Create simple decision filters to reduce cognitive load and prevent paralysis. If you are leading a team, aim to communicate what is stable, not just what is changing. Stability anywhere reduces system-wide anxiety. Make values operational, not aspirational. Explain how decisions connect to stated values. Create checkpoints instead of distant milestones. Shorter feedback loops help teams stay oriented. Stable reference points don't give you all the answers. They give you something to navigate by. The third anchor is iterative sense-making. In true uncertainty, clarity doesn't come from planning. It comes from action and reflection. As an individual navigating change, see if you can shift away from feeling like, I need to figure it out, to I can test and learn. Run small experiments and adjust based on what you observe. Start to externalize your thinking. Write, sketch, or talk it out to reduce internal cognitive overload. Finally, build a reflection habit. Reflection is how fragmented information becomes usable insight. As a leader, helping others through change, begin to normalize learning in public. Share what you're testing and what you're learning. Create structures for collective sense-making through regular debriefs and pattern sharing. Finally, be sure reward good questions over quick answers. Orientation improves when curiosity is safe. Iterative sense-making means you don't need the full map. You only need to know where you are in the next step. In 1714, the longitude problem was solved by a clockmaker named John Harrison, who built the first marine chronometer. With a single reliable reference point, the ocean became navigable. You are not lost because you lack capability or effort. You are disoriented because the conditions are genuinely disorienting. The real question isn't how to learn faster. It's how to reorient so learning becomes possible again. Return to regulation. Establish reference points. Practice iterative sense-making. You don't need the whole map. You need to know where you are, what matters most, and the next step you can test. Reorientation isn't the opposite of change. It's what makes change navigable. If this resonates with you and you want to go deeper and breaking free of your conditioned patterns, beliefs, and behaviors, join the Change Mindset community. It's for the professionals brave enough to question the old playbook. The Change Mindset community isn't for everyone. It is for those who feel the shift and know they need to adapt before disruption decides for them. Inside the community, we don't just talk about change, we train for it. Neuroscience-backed tools and real-world leadership coaching. This is for people serious about leading in the new world of work, not just inspiration. Subscribe to this channel for powerful insights on navigating uncertainty, leading yourself with clarity, and building a mindset built for change. Then visit www.changemindset.co and take our free Change Mindset quiz, 15 self-reflective questions to see if you are ready. Remember, change waits for no one.